Sponsored by Squarespace! Ho, 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 ho! Oh. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Merry Christmas. Welcome to episode. Merry Christmas. It's the Christmas special. It's Christmas time. This is the Bill Making Stuff office Christmas party. Yeah, where we like to, so yeah, it's just a way to celebrate and to thank everyone really who helped make the show. People like. I mean, I guess just me, really. And patrons, yeah, obviously. I don't need to tell them. Cheers, patrons. I love you. I love you, patrons. You don't love me. Christmas parties, What? You don't love me either, Cat. You don't. I know you don't, because one, cats are incapable of love, and two, you're not even a cat. Anyway, I said last episode that I'm going to get a Christmas episode in just before Christmas. And here it is. I couldn't make anything big, obviously, because big things take big time, as we all know. I could only make something small. Today we're going to make trees. I've never actually made trees on this channel, so I figured, what better time than, Christmas time to make trees. I mean, they're not going to be nice trees, I'm going to be honest. They're going to be kind of dead trees, because it will suit my tabletop terrain. But they're still trees. Or they were trees. Let's figure out a cheap way of making trees, I guess. Or could they be Christmas trees? I mean, not really. Or are they? No, because they're kind of like dead trees. But could they be Christmas trees? No, definitely not, actually. Or could... So, to stick with the Christmas theme, I'm going to use Christmas wire. It's not actually called Christmas wire. You buy this stuff in the pound shop. It's actually just called wire now. But it does have a little snowflake up there, so, it's Christmassy. I'm also going to use this power drill. Hardly powerful, I just call it drill. But, if you're a kid and you don't have one, ask your dad if he can help you. If he's not a complete fuck-up like most dads. It's not revolutionary to twist wire to make trees, but I want to use a drill because I saw my friend Tinu at Craftastrophe do it for an armature wire, and I figured, why not use it for trees? It does make a bit of a uniform twist, but if you kind of fold it in half and kind of twist it again, like this, it actually looks all right, But yeah, let's expand on this idea a bit and kind of add a few more Bill twists. So this is my wire box. It's not necessarily wires, there's lots of strings and twine and all sorts of bits in there, and hairbands. So I'm going to try and just kind of mix some wire with string and hairbands and twine and just try and get like a nice varied tree texture. So my thinking is the wire will kind of wrap around the hairbands and string and kind of clamp it in place, yeah, I just don't think the hairbands are long enough, and I think they're just a bit too... Yeah, hairbands have to go. The wire and the string and the thread and all that stuff kind of works, I'm just going to double it up and twist it again, and yeah, I'm getting that kind of knotted wood texture. By the way, I'm going for dead trees, if you haven't noticed. I'm not really going to go for like foliage, because foliage doesn't really go with the world I'm creating. I'm sure I could do it, I just don't want to do it, alright? So this is my first tree trunk. Yeah, it's the trunk, right? Trunk and then the branches. Sorry, I don't get out much. We need some branches to go about this tree. It looks pretty twisted and knotted, which is quite good. This is the little branch I made earlier. And I'm just going to twist it around the trunk, because I should have probably weaved it in and out, but it looks okay like that. We need more branches, so I'm thinking maybe just a nice little branch making montage. Yeah, here we go. Yes, it was as fun as it looked. One of the reasons why I wanted to make these trees was because I wanted to twist wire in a hand drill. The other reason was because I've never made them on this channel. But I really enjoyed making these. It's quite fun. You should try it yourself. It felt quite therapeutic and zen. I felt like a little Danny LaRusso, you know, snipping at a bonsai. Only less annoying and taller. So I worked out if I kind of untwisted the ends of these little branches, you can get these little branched off bits, the twigs, I guess you call them, branching off. If you just untwist it a little bit, you kind of naturally form twigs, which makes it look more tree-ish. Tree-ish, is that a real word? Hold on, let me check.
Yeah, that's a real word.
Well, thank you, Hugo, for confirming that. Yeah, the sponsor's on his way now, so you should probably go downstairs and play, you know, a bit behind. So this episode is sponsored by Squarespace. Now, if you've ever wanted to make a website and you're not really sure how to do it, Squarespace is the place to go. Look, you get provided with hundreds of templates like these just here, and they're all pretty cool designs, I'll give them that. And say you want to make a website about pickles. Look, oh, there we go. There's a pickle website. You can literally open this up, change the names. There you go. You have a pickle website. So I decided to make a website of my own for bill making stuff. Now, I've made plenty of websites in the past, and I have to say that Squarespace is the easiest and most intuitive website builder I've ever used. It's so easy to get great effect. I mean, look at this. This took me like 5 minutes. So if you want to make a website, click on the link down below. There is a sale going on. There you go. So this is Poundland Fix and Grout. I always pick this stuff up. It's so useful. It's grout, but I think, is that the same stuff as filler? I don't know. It seems to act the same. It gets dry pretty quick, so add a bit of water to it and make some kind of like speckle paste. And just use it to fill gaps, you know, like you would use filler. It's the same thing, I'm sure it is. So once I've got all the big lumpy bits on there, I want to kind of spread it and make it run into the gaps. So I'm going to use a bit of water and a paintbrush. You know, try not to use a good paintbrush that you want to, you know, use ever again. I know what you're thinking, not very Christmassy. Just imagine this is like a tree covered in snow, when really it's a dead husk of a tree, you know, burnt out and dried up in a desert. Because, you know, that's what I like. There's nothing nicer than, you know, an old beer bottle filled up with water to... That's nice. Yeah, subscribe, join Patreon, buy some cat t-shirts from the merchandise link down below for Christmas. It's probably a bit late now, actually. Buy it for next Christmas. It'll probably take that long for the order to get to you anyway. So, oh yeah, I was sent a package to my PO box. The link is down below if you want to send me anything. All the way from Australia, I got this box sent from a lovely person called Chris. It's got some really cool bits in there. There's a Millennium Falcon, a little Millennium Falcon kit. You know, you must know I love Star Wars. It says, say hi to Cat for us. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Merry Christmas, Chris, and anyone else who sent me anything. Back to making trees, I guess. God, even I'm bored talking about it. Anyway, stick around to the end because there's a little special bonus thing at the end. Or is there? Yeah, there is. Or is there? Disclaimer, I haven't actually drank any alcohol throughout the filming of this video. It's called acting, okay? It's not a cry for help. It's just pretending to be something else. Like most YouTubers, but I admit it. Whilst I waited for the first tree to dry, I decided to make another 4 trees. They're a bit smaller, a bit different. You know, this one's a bit more twisted. That one's got some weird branch. They're a bit more dwarfish, snubby, tubby, snubby, bobbly. That's my favourite one, by the way. Yeah, you know, just smaller, less impressive. So I'm going to base all the trees in Mod Podge and brown paint, cheap brown paint, as you can see there. I kept the price tag on there just so you can see. And ready for a bit of Christmas magic? Oh, look at that. And we have some brown podge. Sounds nice. Basically, I know the grout is probably quite strong, but it can always be stronger. It's actually quite satisfying to kind of prime your models in Mod Podge and brown paint, or Mod Podge in any paint, because you know that the Mod Podge works really well to seal the whole thing in there. You know, it's not going to chip so easy. Now you could just use PVA glue mixed with paint. It kind of works the same way for me. People tend to turn their nose up and say it doesn't work the same way, but it does, let's be honest. I'm just using Mod Podge because obviously I'm big time now. I'm all fancy pants. You knew it was coming. I've sold out, everyone, I'm sorry. As soon as I use that up, I'm using PVA glue though. Here we are, the painting section of the video. This is where I usually tell a story, some lore about, you know, something I've built. I'm not going to do it today, funny enough, because it's just a bloody tree. It's a tree. But this tree is going to be quite fun to paint, because I think I'm just going to dry brush the head out of it. Just keep dry brushing the thing. So yeah, just enjoy the dry brushing. Dry brush. So a big trend at the moment is slap chop painting technique, where you basically dry brush everything and then chuck a wash on top. It's kind of the way I've always painted terrain anyway. It's the way most people have painted terrain since the dawn of hairy sticks. But, you know, I'm not going to chuck that in the title. It's a fad. And you get certain channels just doing slap chop videos. Like it's some brand new thing that they've, you know, an amazing new technique. It's not. And I'm just not very good at following the trend. I don't like following the trend. Now I know that's a bit counterproductive, being on YouTube and not following the trend, using keywords that will get me more clicks. I honestly like to give the audience a little bit more credit than that. You know, I don't stick a thumbnail out with my face orgasming, saying I slap chopped my granny down some stairs with Space Marine sellotaped to her face. No, you know what I'm about. You come back to watch that. Hopefully that's true of everyone here. But anyway, rant over. I want to add a few rocks to the basis. I want to use some of this orchid wood bark. I didn't know orchids had bark, but anyway, it makes really cool rocks. Now you see why I have to tell lore and stories, because otherwise I just rant about other YouTubers. I can't help it, can't help myself. YouTube has become my life over the last year and a bit, so I do tend to watch a lot of it. Let me know if you enjoy the rants down below. Maybe I'll make another channel called Bill's Rants in His Pants. And that's the English pants, not the American pants. Once you're happy with the arrangement of rocks on your base, leave it to dry. This crosshead takes a couple of hours. So now with the bases dry, I want to dry brush them. More dry brushing. I do like to dry brush. And dry brushing crusted is one of my favourite things to ever do. See, this is why I normally tell stories in the painting section, because I run out of things to say. I mean, credit to these people that can talk about painting for 20 minutes. I can't do it. You know, and what sort of story can I come up with for a tree? I mean, how many interesting trees have there been? If anyone starts mentioning Nimloth of Gondor, you know, fair enough. So we're going to make some oil wash. I haven't made oil wash on an episode in a while, and people are probably wondering, what is that stuff he keeps covering over all his models at the end? Well, it's basically this. It's a bit of brown oil paint, black oil paint, mixed with some white spirit or mineral spirits. Now when these heroes combine, they make the best brown wash you can ask for. Best brown wash money can buy, basically. I use it for everything. It kind of dirties everything up really well. The only thing is with white spirit and mineral spirits, don't get it on your silicone mat, because it can really mess up your mat and it makes it all bubble up and really... yeah, it's starting to bubble already. It really does mess up silicone for some reason. I actually wrote on this little bit of cardboard before I shot this, silicone and white spirit doesn't mix, because I thought that was funny. Yeah, but it's funny now, isn't it? Slather the whole model in this brown wash. I always just cover the whole thing, and I just wipe away anywhere that I don't want it to settle, you know, any highlights, anything like that. And yeah, it stays wet for quite a while, so you can work with it for a while. If it's looking a bit too heavy, just wipe it away. And that's about it. 50% of the time allotted to making this episode went towards making that little animation, which barely is an animation. But I hope you enjoyed that. You know, Respite wishes you Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. Not very PC and Respite. So trees. There you go. There's my tree episode. I kind of made it Christmassy in the end. I mean, how arrogant of me to think that this is a Christmas present to you. But, you know, I will answer every single comment down below. You know, before New Year's Eve. I've done this before, and people still ask me questions on that video. And are you still answering questions on this video? And I have to keep answering no. Any comment I get on this video up till New Year's Eve, I will answer. So any questions you want to ask, maybe yes or no answers, but you know, I'll try and answer all of them. But Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. What? Cat says Happy Christmas and a Merry New Year. That's not right. It's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. No, honestly, it's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Otherwise it sounds a bit stupid. You've put that in all of our Christmas cards. Really? We're going to look like idiots. I shouldn't have let you write the cards. So embarrassing. Merry Christmas, everyone. And there we go, my crusty Christmas trees, or just trees, you know. I could add foliage, I didn't, because I don't want foliage, but I'm sure you just add foliage to those little skinny bits at the end, the branches, you know, the twigs, you stick foliage on those, you'll be fine. I hope you all have a very good Christmas. Don't forget, comments down below, I will answer them up until New Year's Eve, or New Year's Day, midnight, you know, basically to the end of this year. This round of applause is for you, patrons. It's not for me. I mean, thank you. No, honestly, it's for the patrons. Thank you, patrons, for sticking by me. You make this channel possible. I say it every time, but I mean it.